The way that dementia residents learn to change their perspective on the stresses and pressures of living in a dementia unit is through each other. Not from other people, not from other things, but through each other. And the big thing that really helps, especially for new residents coming into the unit, to change their perspective on stress and to alleviate it, is warmth and friendliness. When other dementia residents are warm and friendly and engaging, both at the workshops and passing each other and saying good morning, at the dining table when they're eating, whenever, wherever, it all helps enormously. Now, the great benefit of being warm and friendly is that it's not dependent on communication skills, because you can still be warm and friendly without speaking. And there's many intelligent dementia residents who, because of their dementia, are aphasic and can't speak clearly, but still they can emanate that warm, lovely, glowing manner and just warmth through their eyes and expression. There was one gentleman at the unit where I worked. He'd been a previous architect, builder, businessman. He'd had a big life, and he was obviously intelligent, but very warm-hearted, but totally aphasic. He just could not speak. Actually, the only word he could speak was good-o. I don't know how he managed to do that, but anyway, he couldn't, there was no yes, no, except, shaking, nodding of the head, that was it. But so pretty much his speech was just non-existent. But he had a lovely, warm, engaging, intelligent manner. He was always pleasant and smiling, with so many disabilities, with not being able to speak, physical disabilities he had as well. But he always had that beautiful manner with the residents, with the staff, with his family. It was remarkable, really. They're so inspiring, both for me, the staff, and the residents. He had that humility and calmness and pleasant persona. No grandstanding, no dominating. Obviously had such a big career and now in such a limited position, but he didn't let it get the better of him. Remarkable. So his warmth and friendliness helped everyone. There was another lady, and she didn't speak very much. She wasn't aphasic. She could speak, but she was extremely shy. When she spoke, actually, she spoke very well and managed to maintain that ability remarkably. I think because she did communicate with the daughter, who she saw regularly, but not with the residents because of shyness. And she went out every Sunday afternoon with her daughter, before lunch, came back, before dinner, good 6 hours, home with her daughter to be with the grandchildren and the family. And that stood her in such good stead for the week. She was always stable, calm, measured, and had the most beautiful, sunny smile. So she rarely spoke, but she was always smiling, and it was as if she was speaking because she was being so friendly and open. Quite interesting. And so her warmth and friendliness helped everybody. Now there was another woman. She was classic. She was a very funny lady. She had a really, really good sense of humour. She was very chatty. She always used to wear bright pink. She was only about 4'10", quite pretty, and she would chat away to everybody. And she had these remarkable stories, true or not, who would know, but she presented them as if they were true, all the husbands that she'd lost and boyfriends that she'd had and this, that and the other. Anyway, she was so good at communicating and telling stories. She'd actually sit down with the relatives, or the relatives with their resident, relatives would sit down with her, friends and family and everyone together would sit around her table to listen to the stories. And she'd start off all making sense, cognitive, clear, you could comprehend it, and then after a couple of minutes it used to sort of tail off, and you weren't quite sure whether it was making sense or not, but it was continued to be extremely entertaining. Whether making sense, which it did at the start, or not, as at the end, it continued to be funny throughout. And so staff and relatives would sit with her and be entertained, regularly throughout the day, because she had enormous energy. She just talk all day. And so she was very friendly with the relatives, the staff, with everybody. So, I mean, friendliness is a big subject, isn't it? Yeah, and these are just a few examples of it. But the main thing is, when there's friendliness, happiness, smiles and kindness in a dementia unit from the residents towards each other, it changes their perspective. Because new residents think, well, everyone else is happy here, it can't be that bad. And also, kindness and warmth and friendliness is infectious in a positive sense, isn't it? You warm to it. If others are lovely around you, I mean, it's going to affect you in a positive way. So, like breeding like, so to speak. So this is how warmth and friendliness. So when you're choosing a dementia unit for your relative, when you're going around looking at the various places, just note the expressions on the faces of the residents and also the staff actually. If people are warm, friendly and engaging, you can be assured that it will be a pleasant place for your relative to be in rather than the opposite. So I've written about these topics at length. Residents' voice, residents' rise, good read, everything in the description below. Thank you. Oh, and I'll let you to tell you, this residents' rise is for people going into the dementia unit, everything you need to know. Residents' voice, everything you need to know once in the unit, and the challenges and how to face them in a positive, practical way. Thank you for your views, looks and likes. Thumbs up, thanks.